Hi, I'm Cathy Peterson, Assistant Coach for Matrix Training, an online endurance and triathlon coaching service. Today I'm going to discuss transitions with you. Transitions may only take a small amount of time during a triathlon, but they are an integral part of the sport. Transitions set you up for a successful bike and run and can save you valuable time if managed effectively and efficiently. So let's get started. Hello, here we are at the transition area. We're going to get started right away by going over transition 1. That's when you're coming out of the swim and going onto the bike. Right here, we'll get started with shoes. You may either leave the shoes sitting next to a towel, or you may have them clipped onto your bike pedal. Whatever method you prefer, just make sure you're comfortable doing that. So if you like to keep them clipped onto the pedal, make sure you practice that before you try to execute it during a race. Socks. You may choose to wear socks with your shoes for the bike, or you may not. But if you do choose to use them, now would be the time to put them on. And you can also use your towel to wipe off any sand or water that may still be on your feet from coming out of the water. If you're wearing a tri-suit, you won't need to change, but if it's chilly, you may want to use a long sleeve bike shirt. Or you can elect to use socks, long sleeve or long socks up your arm, and then discard them sometime throughout the bike route. You may also want to use mouthwash if you've been swimming in chlorine or salt water, just to get that taste out of your mouth. Alright, let's check out the bike here. We've got the helmet. You can either place that on your aero bars and handlebars, or you may elect to connect it hanging loose to the aero bars, depending on how much of a crowd there is in the transition area or the weather. Whatever you feel is going to be the most secure place for that helmet, that's where you should place your helmet. In the helmet, then you can put your gloves that you'll use during the bike, sunglasses if you elect to use those, and also your watch if you can't wear it in the water if it's not waterproof. Also, if you're supposed to rack your bike the night before the race or the day before the race, you can also use a plastic bag to place over the seat in case it rains or just any cold weather precipitation that may build up cannot then end up on your seat if you put the plastic bag over it. So that brings up a good point that you want to make sure you review the rules of the race before setting up your transition area. Some triathlons may allow you to lay out your gear as such, but some may require you to place it all in a bag and put it next to your bike so you can't lay it out on the ground. But today we're just going to go through as if the triathlon is going to allow you to just put everything out next to your bike. You also want to make sure you pack your gear the night before or a couple days before if you're going to be traveling to the race, just to make sure you have everything. You can also create a checklist, so when you get to the race, you don't have to worry about forgetting anything. Okay, so after you get onto the bike, you go through the bike course, you're going to come back, and then you're going to transition onto the run. So with that, if you haven't put on your socks already, now would be a time to do that if you choose to wear socks with your running shoes. So you'll take off your bike shoes, put on your socks, and then put on your running shoes. You may want to wear a hat or a visor and put on sunglasses if you haven't already. And if you want to wear any extra clothing on top of your tri-suit, or you need to change from your bike clothes into your running clothes, now would be the time to do it. You can have those laid out as well. You also can put on your race belt so your number is visible. And also for nutrition, the transition area is an option for you to place any needed nutrition you find necessary for the bike or run portion of the triathlon. So you might want to keep a water bottle here, as well as place one on your bike. And you can also put out granola bars, fruit, gels, whatever you need in that transition area, or you elect to take from the transition area and carry it with you throughout the next leg of the race. So with that, I hope you have a better understanding of the transition area for triathlons, and that you can practice, you have the capability to practice what you need and what gear may work for you so you can get comfortable and execute an efficient transition so you can save time throughout the triathlon and build your confidence going into each leg of the triathlon. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. I hope you can use some of these tips we've provided about transition areas in triathlon, and good luck in your next event.